So the people who went to the event, the big SummerSlam event, decided to do a thing before that and go sit out in the sun for 3 hours
to watch your Tampa Bay Rays win the baseballs.
They didn't, though. Spoilers.
I actually don't know if it's fun because I did not watch that game.
Much to the surprise of us all, the Tigers won that game.
I think I was parenting children during that time or something. The Tigers actually won?
They won, yeah.
Hey,
they did.
Good job.
Yeah.
4-2, right?
Yeah, 4-2. They had a comeback, and then Tampa Bay scored another run, and I think all of us were pretty much like, oh, well, that's it. Tigers have lost, even though they were up by 3 at that point.
Well, I mean, that last inning where...
Yeah, where they were trying everything to lose it.
They tried real hard to blow there.
A pitch or a strike.
They
did their best.
That. Who pitched for both teams?
Scooble pitched for the Tigers.
Yep.
I could not. Nope.
Not David Price.
No. Is he
not
pitch
for a while?
Does he pitch at all anymore?
Or he's retired because of his.
He's gonzo. He pulled a Jey Uso. Oh, spoilers!
Oh no!
Oh
no!
I even listen to this show now. That's
so new. It's not even on the rundown.
I know that's breaking news.
How can you say that without giving a spoiler on a wrestling podcast about the stuff that happened this past week?
Breaking news.
Breaking news.
That's funny.
Jey Uso is free.
So the best part, the thing I love most about the Tigers game, so we get up there and we saw our seats are, and we sat down. I sat down in this, row in front. Oh, that's right. You got to stop it because it's a double soundbite.
It really wants you to know.
We sat down, and then Dare went to go get something to drink, I believe, and maybe use the bathroom.
No.
Knows what he does.
Did he ever come to a seat?
No. He came out of the tunnel. He looked at us in the seats and said, "Nope." And
I looked at the seats and saw the full. We were promised an overcast day by the weatherman. The full blaring sun and the no shade anywhere on the 10 rows around us, and just turned around and walked back and never came back to the seats.
Look, I am beautifully bronzed right now because of that game. So
I went down to the lower level. I went right by kind of where the entrance is and where that whole food court area is. And there's a couple spots there where there's a standing room, and that's where I watched the game from.
He was actually watching much better from a much better vantage point than we were most of the game.
Better view of the game, and I wasn't in the sun, so I think I won.
I can't believe sold the Tornadoes and Roundabouts guy outside the stadium.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, that's so good.
That was weird.
Yeah, so we're walking to the entrance of Comerica Park, and we come upon this guy that's just kind of outside of the whole crowd of people. He's got a little thing set up there. Looks like he's trying to sign people up for something. I figured maybe a cell phone plan or some kind of
infrastructure development because it has a bunch of roundabouts on it.
Oh, yeah. I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was something else, wasn't he?
He was definitely something else. So then we went by. And he's like, "Hey, you guys going to SummerSlam?" And we're like, "Yes, going to SummerSlam." And then he busted out this line. It was perfect. Did you know that there is a direct correlation between the increase of tornadoes in the world and the increase of roundabouts?
My shock by that statement was it overran my Midwestern raising, and I immediately looked at him and went, "No!" Walked away.
I don't think the science supports that.
No. I was expecting something weird, but they managed to still shock me.
He lived rent-free in my head for most of the Tigers game.
Right?
The religious crazy guy we ran into later was tame in comparison.
Right.
Yeah, because he got put in his place by a certain champ that everyone hates on the show.
It's true.
That's a new one. I think I'm going to have to go into one of my crazy crunchy groups and see if I can find any details about that.
That guy had a setup. There were props.
Props.
There were signage, and that is
visuals?
What he decided to do with his Saturday afternoon.
Was he inside
Yes.
the park or outside?
No.
Okay, he was outside the
main
park,
entrance.
and he was profiling people based on whether they were going to SummerSlam or not.
So he had a very specific demographic.
I'm sure he
WWE
had some
fans.
converts.
If
If you don't look beyond the surface, the logic is sound. People are going around in circles in the turnabout, thus creating the air movement, which creates tornadoes.
Okay.
In the last several years, there's been more extreme weather and more roundabouts. Now, those two have nothing to do with each other. One's about changes they've been planning. One's about climate change. But in a certain weird logic, you can see like he's not wrong that both of those things have increased recently.
Now let me ask: how do birds play into this?
Well, birds aren't
Birds
real.
aren't real, it doesn't
real.
matter.
But like, are they surveilling this phenomenon?
Yeah, the birds are drones that are,
I would say that the bird activity has actually gotten a little more sporadic because they're getting caught up in the extra tornadoes.
That's my concern.
tornadoes.
Oh, I thought the birds were helping to cause like a drop of dirt in the sky that causes rain, like clouds to form around it. That's the birds. The tornadoes surround the birds.
The birds circle the roundabouts and then just
Yeah.
science.
So I went the same logic route that guy did and said, there's no way that roundabouts cause tornadoes because as kids, we all created whirlpools in our swimming pools. And there was no increase then. We were constantly doing
You
that,
could
so.
barely even change the water flow of a pool by spinning around a lot. So
That was wild.